the 6 week is too short. It has to be more time, and so and I've told them that I want more weeks.
So you'll vote in favor of the amendment?
I am going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks.
All right, just to underscore, there are only two choices on that amendment, yes or no. No means the 6-week ban could remain. Yes would enshrine the right to an abortion up to 24 some weeks. 24 is greater than 6, you might notice. And Mr. Trump said, quote, I am going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks. Meaning, at least by the logic of it, he would vote yes, given that choice. A short time later, a spokesperson tried to say that is not what he said. Quoting her now, President Trump has not yet said how he will vote on the ballot initiative in Florida. He simply reiterated that he believes 6 weeks is too short. Well, today, however, he made it explicit. He is voting no.
Are you voting yes or no on Amendment 4 in Florida?
So I think 6 weeks, you need more time than 6 weeks. I've disagreed with that right from the early primaries. When I heard about it, I disagreed with it. At the same time, the Democrats are radical because the 9 months is just a ridiculous situation where you can do an abortion in the 9th month. And, you know, some of the states like Minnesota and other states have it where you could actually execute the baby after birth. And all of that stuff is unacceptable. So I'll be voting no for that reason.
A lot of what he said there is frankly not true, not for the first time. There is no such thing as the state-sanctioned execution of newborns. And according to the Kaiser Family Foundation, citing CDC data, only 1% of all abortions happen after 21 weeks of pregnancy. Beyond that, though, just a day after suggesting he would vote yes on the measure because, in his words, 6 weeks is too short, he now says quite clearly he's voting no. And as if it somehow squares that circle, he's using logically unconnected and factually non-existent Democratic policies to justify that flip-flop and that decision. What to make of this is for the voters to decide. What is clear, however, just as a matter of fact, is that Donald Trump has been all over the map on abortion over the years.
I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion. I hate it. I hate everything it stands for. I cringe when I listen to people debating the subject. But I just believe in choice.
That's Donald Trump in 1999. In 2011, when he was considering a run for the president, he told the Conservative Action Conference, quote, I am pro-life. By 2016, when he was actually running, he was actually talking about penalties for women who do have abortions.
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah.
He later backed away from that, but then appointed 3 justices to the Supreme Court who became part of the 6-3 majority, which, of course, overturned Roe v. Wade, which brought us all to this point and left him right smack between a conservative base he cannot abandon and the moderate women voters he potentially cannot win without, which could be why, even as he advocates for and works toward sharply socially conservative measures, he tries to sell it as something else, saying, as you heard, he's really against a 6-week abortion ban, even while pledging his vote to preserve that ban, or, in the case of overturning Roe, portraying it as broadly popular, even across party lines.
They wanted to get rid of Roe v. Wade, and that's Democrats, Republicans, and independents, and everybody. Liberals, conservatives, everybody wanted it back in the states, and I did that.
Keeping them honest, that's just flat out false. According to a Pew Research poll, 57% of Americans disapproved of the court's decision. And in Pew polling, dating back to 2003, anywhere from 60 to 70% were broadly opposed to overturning Roe. So no, returning abortion to the states was neither wanted then, according to the polling, nor especially welcomed now, contrary to what the former president says. And that's not all he is saying. He also spoke to Fox about whether he would veto a national abortion ban if it came to his desk as president. Just a few days ago, his running mate said he thought Trump would.
Well, I think it'd be very clear he would not support it. I mean, he said that explicitly. Yeah, I mean, if you're not supporting it as the president of the United States, you fundamentally have to veto it.
That was his running mate on Sunday. Here is the former president himself today saying somehow it'll never even come up.
I'm not going to have to think about it because it's working out so well right now. The states are doing it. It's a states issue.
You'll note he didn't say he would veto it. And as you just heard him say, it's working out so well right now.
This is a plea. I don't know how it's going to work out, but it is a plea. Do you know anybody who is female and is a ardent Republican? And if you do me a favour, send them this clip and get them to leave a comment, because I don't understand how anybody who, never mind just being female, would go along with some of the stuff that J.D. Vance has come out with. He's come out against single women. Yeah? He's come out against women who work. Seriously. He wants to control women's right to contraception, to stop abortions. Just, there is a whole list of things that J.D. Vance, and this is not somebody else, this is what J.D. Vance, he's probably a misogynist, that's the best way of describing it, yet there are people who still feel that he is somebody that could be vice president, and potentially, if anything happens to the former guy, if that former guy wins, and then something happens, could take over. How is it that somebody has reached such a, should we say, I don't know if you call it a high office if you're the Republican nominee, but he's in that position, but has zero respect for just the average normality of women. And he has daughters as well. There has to be something I'm missing. So even if you're not a Republican, in the comment section, can you just explain it to me? Because I'm on the outside watching and thinking, this is crazy. Just crazy. I'm sure you can speak to people who are ardent conservative people. He started a whole IVF conversation. And just, what was he saying about teachers? If something like, if you're a single woman, you don't make for a good teacher. This is just real nastiness. And the problem we have here is, if that's the acceptable language from people in public in high office, it scares me what is said in private, when no one's around listening. And it probably explains why, in my mind, there are certain people who go on social media, encouraged by Elon Musk and co., who are just right now thinking, well, J.D. Vance can say that sort of stuff, I can say even worse. I would put it down to, I thought we were doing a level of, I always thought, if you talk to anyone who does political studies or something important, who says at a rally the S word when talking about your political opponent? This is just wrong. Sorry, it's just wrong.
And who always has your best interests and has your back. I have your back, I have your heart, and I have every other part of your body. And I have every other part of your body. And I have every other part of your body. And I have every other part of your body. And I have every other part of your body. And I have every other part of your body. And I have every other part of your body. And I have every other part of your body.